Thank you. Oh my gosh. So thank you so much. Okay. So I am recording it now. So I'm going to go back a little bit to the beginning. You guys know who I am pretty much. I'm Jenny. I'm a wellness advocate with doTERRA. A lot of you guys also wellness advocates who have attended this because you want to further your knowledge, right? And so we go back to why doTERRA. And we always, how many people gets asked this questions? I'm sure you've been asked this question. Why doTERRA? Why don't I do this other company? Why don't I just go buy them at the store? And it's because we trust their oils because of how they source them. They source them from all over the world. So each oil is derived from its indigenous environment. So when they're grown and harvested in the proper altitude, climate, seasons, and soil, you end up really with a really superior product. And that's where doTERRA's commitment to purity began. And the oils are all certified pure therapeutic grade, which is really important because it means that every oil has zero fillers, synthetics, dyes, pesticides, or contaminants of any kind. They're just pure, unadulterated oils grown by experienced farmers in their indigenous lands. And doTERRA created this standard as a promise of purity, and each and every batch is third party tested, so you can be confident not just in their purity, but potency as well. And you know, where this kind of contradicts what's at the store, you know, if you go to a store and you buy an essential oil, you just don't know what you're getting. Heck, I went to the store the other day, I don't remember what store it was, GTM, I think. And I went to this store, I found a kit of 6 essential oils and a diffuser for $9. What do you think those oils are made of? Can anybody extract oils that cheaply? There is no way, no matter where they're getting them, right? I can't even get it from my backyard that cheap, right? So you have to wonder, what is that really? And because there aren't really great standards out there for essential oils, you really don't know unless the company itself is going and getting that third-party testing, plus doing their own testing and making sure you're getting a pure product. Who here wants to pay for water in their oils? No, we don't want to pay for water. We want oil in our oil, right? Because that's what we're paying for. So when we buy our oils, we want them to be really pure. And there's 3 really amazing ways to use the essential oils. We can apply oils directly to our skin, right? That's one way, topically. And we want to use an essential oil, carrier oil, when we do that, right? So normally we dilute them. You can use them full strength. There are certain oils I use full strength. That would be something like lavender. I would use that full strength if I had a bug bite, a bee sting, probably get some kind of a histamine reaction. I'd probably do the same thing and use them full strength, or burn. If I was going to use them for other purposes, I would dilute them. And don't let dilute confuse you. The terminology I know is confusing. We're not really diluting them in making them less effective. We are actually diluting them to make them more effective. Because the carrier oil that we put them in are fatty-based oils like coconut oil or almond oil or other oil. Those oils are going to help the essential oil to stay on your skin and slowly absorb into your body rather than flash off into the air. Because I'm sure you've noticed, and has everybody done this? You take a drop of oil, drop it on your hand. If you leave your hand sitting out there in the air for just a few minutes, that oil just goes all over the place. It's just getting into the air. That's what it does. And it just dissipates because it is a very volatile compound. So we do want to dilute them. We saw the pre-diluted kids blends, which we absolutely love. Those are wonderful blends. We can use them aromatically with a diffuser, inhaling directly from the bottle. That being said, just in case you didn't see my video this morning, we have the citronella oil as a free oil in our BOGO today. Do not inhale that directly from the bottle. That is actually considered unsafe with citronella oil. I did a lot of research on it because it was my job to do that video today. So when I researched citronella oil, it said you really should not be smelling that directly out of a bottle. It is really strong. We can use it with carrier oil on our skin. We don't want to use it full strength on our skin, and we do want to diffuse it to mask the human scent so that the mosquitoes and bugs don't find us because that's what we're using it for, usually for insect control, right? So that diffusion is another way. And then of course, a lot of the oils can be used internally. You can add a drop of oil to some kind of your healthy recipe or whatever when you're using it internally, or you can put it in a glass of water. A lot of us will put it in our glass bottles in our water, and we'll consume during the day either our fruit oils, which really helps keep our systems very clean and may help with some weight loss. So a lot of us are using it for that reason. Now I want to talk a little bit about, let me go through, I think I got behind on the slides. So we have a lot of oils and blends for kids. Now, some invoke a sense of energy and alertness. And so that's really great for, you know, if you're going out with your kids, you're going to soccer practice, or you have homework time and you need them to have some more energy and not be asleep, right? And others may help them settle in for bedtime. So we have certain oils that we use at nighttime to help them calm down at the end of the day. And others may make healthy kids recipes even yummier, because sometimes we want to have a really great recipe, and sometimes we find great recipes, but we can make them taste so much more exciting for kids if we can add some essential oil to it. So definitely you want to try that. And remember, when you're doing things like that, less is more. I mean, it is so easy to overdo it. And I go back to, there's a running joke in my family, and this is because one Thanksgiving I decided, I saw this recipe for On Guard to be used in like apple dishes. So we traditionally eat something called apple celery nut salad. And that's all it is, apple, celery, and walnuts, right? And you put that in with some mayonnaise, and that makes a wonderful salad we've enjoyed every Thanksgiving. So I'm like, okay, this Thanksgiving, I'm gonna make it extra special. So I'm gonna add some On Guard to it. Well, I dropped about 5 drops of On Guard into that recipe, and everybody took a bite, looked at me and said, oh my gosh, what did you do? So I learned there that, yeah, probably 1 drop would have been plenty. So we want to make sure we're not doing that and making those mistakes, because it is very easy to do with essential oils. And you have to be careful sometimes, because when you drop, you saw a lot of times, 2 drops comes out. So tilt it gently to the side and wait, be patient for that 1 drop to come out, so that you don't go like this and then boom, 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 you got a bunch of drops in there, right? And so we're going to discuss some of the most popular choices today. So you can change anything up actually to tailor it to your child's preferences. So ready to get started? Okay. So first, I got a joke. Why did the lime start rolling down the hill? It ran out of juice. So we're going to talk today about popsicles. So as parents, we're always concerned about keeping our little ones, or not so little ones, or teenagers, or young adults healthy, right? Especially when it comes to the amount of sugar and food coloring they consume on a daily basis. So thankfully, there's a ton of recipes on the doTERRA blog that really delight kids of all ages. Like this one we have for all natural freezer pops in peaches and cream or coconut chocolate chip flavor. And if you want to add color to any of these recipes, I did find natural food dyes that do not have crude oil in them. Those are available. You can buy them online. I did find them, and we've used them. We've used them in cake toppings and things like that. So you can find those and use those. If you have trouble finding them, let me know. I'll let you know the name of the company. But if you search online for natural food coloring, you should be able to find it. One of the great recipes we have is on a blog from doTERRA, and it's really hard for me to give you the addresses on here. So when I finish this video, I'm going to post it to YouTube, and I'm going to put in the links for these recipes on the YouTube channel, so you can go into the recipes and do them yourself if you'd like to do any of these recipes. Both flavors call for lemon oil, but of course you can change it up with maybe wild orange or lime oil, whatever your kid likes, right? And I got another really cheesy joke for you. Why did the fruit bat eat the orange? Because it had a peel. So now let's talk a little bit about school. So not washing hands, hugs and high fives. Well, maybe not now, right? Usually though, dirty tissues in pockets. Well, we see those. And so you see where I'm going. Germs are lurking everywhere, but you don't really have to fret if you and your kids drink water. In fact, try mixing a drop of lemon, lavender, and peppermint oils in a glass of filtered water every morning, or just reach for a drop of On Guard. The lemon supports healthy respiratory function, so we should all be using it right now, right? We want healthy respiratory function. So hopefully everybody is really using a lot of lemon. I'm putting it in my water. I don't usually use lemon in my water, but now I am, because I read that quite some time ago and thought this is a good way to prevent me getting sick and my family getting sick. So we're using a lot of that. Lavender, when taken internally, so we always wonder, what is the internal use for lavender, besides making our gelato taste weird, is that when you take it internally, it can reduce anxious feelings and promote peaceful sleep. So it can be used both all 3 ways, topically, in a diffuser, and internally. And then peppermint, when it's ingested, actually promotes healthy respiratory function and clear breathing. So another corny joke, what do you give a sick lemon? Lemonade. Okay, so whether it's, we're riding bikes, or we're making mud pies, building a stick teepee, playing tag, there's a handful of products that we recommend for sweaty, playful children. So some of them, you're going to recognize these. We have Brave. That's our courage, a courage blend with courage and confidence boost. Terra Shield protects from bugs, right? And Terra Shield, of course, comes in the Terra Shield spray as well, if you like to use that one, because it's easier. We have peppermint beadlets, which supports that clear breathing. We have natural deodorant with the Balance, which smells great naturally, of course. On Guard mouthwash, That's a healthy alcohol-free rinse anytime. So that's really important. And then if you don't know, because I didn't know this before, Correct-X is an essential ointment for soothing the skin. This is interesting. For the longest time, I believed Correct-X was an acne cream. And so I didn't buy it. And then I finally bought it about a year ago, and I actually use it a lot. I use it if I tear my cuticles. I use it for any cuts and scrapes because it does heal so much faster than anything else. But yeah, sometimes you don't realize what these things are that we have. So I saw a chat pop up. I'm going to run into chat real quick and see what the question is. And feel free, a lot of you guys can answer these yourself. So if you can answer questions, then, oh, good. Let's see, some more gonna watch the video. Okay, good. So I'm recording it.
Denise,
Yes.
what was it that you said it was good for the cuts and the bruises? Cut out.
For cuts and scrapes and stuff like that is going to be Correct-X. It's an ointment. It looks like a tube of Neosporin, really. It's that size tube, right? And it's designed for cuts, scrapes, to heal those kinds of things. I've even used it on cold sores myself. Very effective. So
Thank you.
a lot of people here would agree. I see Evans nodding. Yeah, like that stuff, right? So we do definitely like the Correct-X. Okay. So that is one for, and that's for me for cuts, scrapes, and things like that. For bruises, we actually have different recipe for bruises. Most people love Deep Blue for healing bruises better. I think a lot of us use this. And for bruising, definitely really awesome. If you get a really major bruise, contact me. I've been there, and I do have a recipe for really big bruises that can be extremely painful, right? That actually is more than just using Deep Blue. So let me know if you have more questions.
Now, just one question for Deep Blue, for using it on children. My little one is 6 years old. Would you mix that with fractionated coconut oil or straight?
I don't like to mix the Deep Blue because the reason it works so well is because it is a very potent blend of oils, and it has analgesic effects, which is what you're looking for. However, be very careful when you're using it on young children, especially if they've never used it before. Don't use it on sensitive areas at all. Even diluted, I wouldn't. It's really strong if you get it in some of those sensitive areas, and I think some of us have done that. The other thing you have to be really careful of is if you use it on young children, be careful they don't touch it and then get it in their eyes, or that's a place that it can get in their eyes, because if it gets in their eyes, it will sting really bad. It is very painful. It's not going to damage you, but it really hurts. No parent likes to see their kid, screaming in pain, right?
Thank you.
Careful with it, okay? And when you do use it for the first time with a child, because, a lot of times we use this in sports, when children hurt themselves, like I used to be a basketball coach, and we would jam our thumbs and our fingers a lot. And I'd make sure to get something like Deep Blue on them, because if you can get that on their limbs when it's fresh like that, and ice, of course, we try to get them to ice it, and then we put Deep Blue on to help with the healing of it, so it'll be faster, right? Because we want to get them back out there playing their sport. And so you may use them with a 6-year-old if they're athletic and they're going to injure themselves, because they do. We want to have the tools to take care of that, but we have to be careful with the tools we're using, because these are very potent. Okay. So, those are some of the variety of things that we recommend for kids, especially if you're not feeling 100% certain about something in the list, give me a shout just like you did. Let me know, and I can give you other recommendations. And that's what you all have your uplines for too. They can give you recommendations on what we can use. And if you have the Droply app that should have been given to you by your leader, then you also have another place to go to find more solutions on your own as well. So I've got another great joke. What did frankincense say to myrrh? Nothing. Frankincense can't talk. Okay, so we're going to look at some of our exciting new products. We came out with these, 2 years ago, I believe. And we really love this because this was a kids' oil collection. And these were formulated specifically for developing minds, bodies, and emotions. So these blends will feature unique combinations that are therapeutically balanced to provide powerful benefits while really being gentle on that delicate skin that children have, right? Plus, it comes with a really cool carrying case and the kid-centric instructional flashcards. And there are 6 pre-diluted 10-milliliter roll-ons that kids love, as well as the seventh one we added recently, which was Tamer. So I'll go through them very quickly. We have Thinker, that's our focus blend. So if you have children that are having trouble focusing, you sit them down there, do their homework, and 2 minutes later, they're up again. See if you can get some Thinker on them to help, and teach them how to use it. A child over the age of 3 can learn to use these oils safely and effectively on themselves. These are roller balls. So I assume all of you have seen a roller ball, but if you haven't, when you look at a roller ball, you can't really get too much. And taking this rollerball thing off, that's not going to happen. A kid cannot get I can't get that off. I need a tool to get it off with. Okay. So that makes it really easy for application. They're not going to be able to apply a lot because very little comes out when you do it this way. And normally we roll that on maybe the bottom of our feet. We might roll it on our wrists. With some of the older kids, again, you want to be careful not to get it in their eyes. So you don't want them rolling it around their eyes. So you educate kids and you say, for younger kids, we say, you know what, when you're feeling this way, this is the oil you run to, roll it on the bottom of your feet. As they get a little bit older, we may tell them they can roll it on maybe on the pulse points on their neck because they're a little bit older, right? Or on their wrists. And some of these smell really great as just blends for just smelling good, right? So Thinker is our focus. We have Calmer, which is our restful blend. A lot of people will use that at night to get kids ready for bed. Stronger is a protective blend. That's to help their immune system. Rescuer is a soothing blend. So when you think about soothing blend, this would be like the really, really little kid version of maybe Deep Blue, right? Something to soothe if they injure themselves. Steady is our grounding blend. And then Brave for our courage blend. And then we have Tamer, which is our tummy blend. And that's something new, so you don't see it here, but it is part of the kit now, I believe, both in US and Canada. Okay. And another really fun giggle. Okay, so what does Ricky have if he has 8 oranges in one hand and 6 in the other? Big, big hands. Okay, so let's be honest. No one truly enjoys the fishy taste of fish oil, especially young children. And yeah, nobody does. I've tried fish oil before. It was awful. So when I tried IQ Mega, I was very pleasantly surprised because doTERRA puts the fresh orange flavor of the wild orange essential oil in their IQ Mega. And it makes it, you know, obviously great tasting, easy to swallow. It's a supplement. It's a liquid. And what I have personally noticed when I use IQ Mega is if I burp, I do not burp fish oil. I burp wild orange. Definitely better taste. So we love these. The vegan, I don't know, Faith, is the IQ Mega vegan? I don't believe it is. The adult doses you can get vegan, but I don't think the IQ Mega is vegan. And we have the A to D chewables that comes with that as well for the kids' vitamins. But I don't believe, Faith, can you find out for me? Because I don't believe they are, because I believe that is a fish oil. It is from fish. So that is going to be, IQ Mega provides 1,300 milligrams of the concentrated omega-3 fatty acids per serving. And then we also have a link that I'll put on the YouTube video, so you can link over to doTERRA's PDF that talks more in detail about each of these products. The IQ Mega also contains the nutrients DHA and EPA to support healthy brain, cardiovascular, immune, and joint function, and is formulated to be used daily by children and adults that can't swallow pills, obviously, with the A to Z chewable tablets. So we'll be discussing a little bit more about A to Z in the next post, but first I got a knock-knock joke for you. So knock, knock. You have to say who's there. Somebody say it.
Send me a request.
Who's there?
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Aren't you going to answer the door? Thanks for participating. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about doTERRA's A to Z. So doTERRA's A to Z chewable dietary supplements are designed for children and adults who have difficulty swallowing but still want to get a blend of B, A, C, and E vitamins as well as botanical extracts. As an extra bonus, no high fructose corn syrup, no artificial colors, sweeteners, or flavors are used to make this enticing watermelon flavored chewable tablet. It's the unicorn of children's vitamins. And I post another PDF on this as well. And you know, if you get a picture of your kid's best smile, because that's exactly what they're going to be doing when they don't even realize that this is something healthy, right? And I think a lot of us might have gone through this. I know that the vitamin my mom gave me when I was a kid tasted delicious. In fact, I loved chewing on vitamin C when I was a child. She got some kind of form of vitamin C that I enjoyed. And so children a lot of times will like them. We just have to find the right thing for them so that they'll be willing to take vitamins, because we know that even young children nowadays need supplementation. We need supplementation. There's just no way around it. Our food supply is not what it used to be. And everybody worldwide, doesn't matter what country you're in, you need supplementation at this point. So what do you call an orange whose job it is to entertain the king? A court zester. So I do want to say something also about the vitamins and the oil. I use IQ Mega in my dog's food. I add a little bit to my dog's food regularly because they also are struggling with their food supply not being as good because they basically have the same food supply we do, just a little bit less quality, right? So our dogs may need this. And I have a bigger dog that I do give a little bit of the A to Z chewable to. I don't give too much because I'm not sure how different dogs are in their dietary needs than humans are. And so I don't want to overdo it. So I just give them a little bit, but I figure it's a little bit of a boost to help them get some of those basic vitamins that we need. So there is more. We have more great things for kids. So we have doTERRA's PB Assist Junior. Okay, now honestly, how many of you guys are stealing your kids' PB Assist Junior? I bet some of you guys are, because they taste delicious. I mean, these taste just like the pixie sticks we used to get on Halloween, and we didn't have candy in my house. So I associate pixie sticks with Halloween because it was the only time I got to have them was on Halloween when I went trick-or-treating. And that's what these taste like. And that is a powdered probiotic supplement. It includes 5 billion live cells of a unique blend of 6 different probiotic strains that are specifically selected for their benefits among children. And whether you're pouring it directly into their mouth, like pixie sticks, right? Or you're stirring it into their favorite drink or sprinkling it on top of their meal or dipping strawberries in it, whatever, that strawberry melon flavor is sure to have them doing a happy dance. So what do you call a sad strawberry? A blueberry. So we're going to talk about a little bit about a recipe now. These dark chocolate raspberry orange truffles are addicting. They look addicting. I wouldn't blame you if you pop a few into your mouth after making them for your kids. So you can find the full recipe on our YouTube channel, and it is also available. It is on doTERRA, I believe. It's the dark chocolate truffles if you want to search for it. And I hear they're also amazing with a drop of lemon, essential oil, and blueberries. So what resembles half a raspberry? Anybody know? The other half. So if you're hosting a birthday party or you just want to boost the energy in the room, try adding a couple drops of bergamot, a couple drops of peppermint, and a couple drops of wild orange into the diffuser and watch everyone's eyes light up. It's a natural energy boost without the sugar or caffeine. Alternatively, you can turn it into a room spray. Just combine the following ingredients: 8 ounces of water, 2 ounces of witch hazel that will help diffuse your oils, 3 drops of bergamot, 3 drops of peppermint, 2 drops of wild orange, and then other energizing oils like lime, green mandarin, grapefruit, tangerine, wintergreen, and spearmint. You can mix and match as desired. So if you're wondering what you can do with some of these things, because sometimes you end up with oils and you're like, well, what do I do with that? And I don't know about you guys, like I have green mandarin sitting around because I don't use green mandarin by itself. So if I can throw it into some other recipe just to change around the smell or the taste of something, seems like a great idea to me. So just mix and match however you want. And when life gives you lemons, make essential oil and unforgettable birthday parties. Now, public parks, secret handshakes, sharing toys, and that one kid who never stays home when he is sick, all calls for one thing: the doTERRA On Guard Sanitizing Mist. It's infused with doTERRA's On Guard Protective Blend. And the active ingredient in doTERRA On Guard Sanitizing Mist kills 99.9% of germs and bacteria. So it's now easier than ever to protect your family against the dreaded germs your children bring home. So when was the last time you wish you had the doTERRA On Guard Sanitizing Mist for your kids or yourself? I'm guessing it was probably right around March. So one more question. What did the pasta sauce say to the chef? It's about time. Okay, did you like my joke about time? I thought it was a perfect segue to our next yummy recipe: cinnamon peanut butter vanilla sandwiches. These aren't your ordinary sandwiches, small as apple slices of tasty bread. So you can make them in stacks, you can make them into dippable and chocolate chips to make pies, and many more. So check out that first step recipe on my YouTube channel here. And if you don't have granola, you can use a mix of oats and crushed cereal. And if you want cinnamon oil, use wild orange or cassia. If you have your apples, try pears. For peanut butter, try making oil-infused hummus. It's that time. What kind of apple has a short temper? A crab apple. Is it muffled for everybody? It is. Okay. I hear it very clearly. Let's see if there's a way to. Okay, I muted and unmuted myself. So is it better now? Good. Okay, I just muted and unmuted myself, so maybe that fixed it. Okay, so do your kids get excited when you make waffles? We make waffles actually a lot here. We love waffles and we do weird things to our waffles. So if so, they probably go bananas for these dark chocolate ginger waffles and almond ginger whipped yogurt. I will post the apple recipe on my YouTube right after class, right after we do this, okay? So you'll have it. Um, and so this is ginger waffles and almond ginger whipped yogurt. And there are many ways to tailor the recipe to suit your family's taste. So let me know what you think, and I'll post this one as well. This recipe uses ginger essential oil, which may also help calm occasional moments of nausea. It's also something to keep on hand if your little ones go on a long car or boat ride. Where do waffles go on vacation? San Diego. That's here, actually. Isn't that wonderful? So I can think of a lot of things to do with waffles. I'm sure you can too. I think the thing I like about waffles is it has all those little nooks and crannies and grooves, right? Which means we can do things to them. We can cut up strawberries and put them on there. If you do use the ginger essential oil like they recommend, that is great for a long trip because we used to travel a lot when I was a kid. And my parents, my parents let me, it was like the only time I got really nasty food because we were really healthy eaters growing up. But when we went on trips, my parents would let us eat something called peanut butter marshmallow sandwiches. They should have made the bread with ginger oil because I almost always got sick from that. So it's a great tool to have on hand. If you make some of these, they're not going to know what's in there. And you can have them nibble on these when they're in the car. My girls also tend a little bit towards like a car sickness when we go on windy roads or we're heading up to Utah. It happens quite a bit. So I like to have something to keep them calm, keep their tummies calm. And remember when you're making these, you may not need to use as much ginger as in the recipe. You have to do it little by little. Ginger, to a lot of people, is an acquired taste. And so for young children, they may hate the taste of ginger. And if they do, just use less of it until they've gotten used to it. We all develop our taste buds as we get older, and we can get used to things if we do them little by little. We've all been through it, right? And I love that they did the little shapes in here. I always love making shaped waffles. It's a blast. So here's another one of our blends that we talked about earlier. We all get it, after a long day at school or, whatever they're doing during the day, if they're busy, the last thing our kids want to do is sit down and do homework, right? And if you guys have been homeschooling this in the spring, then you know exactly what this is like, right? They naturally want to wiggle, they want to dance, and they want to play. Kids have so much energy. So they may also need help focusing in school. So if this sounds familiar to your family, you can help them turn off that urge to be distracted with the Thinker Focus blend. And that will instill a sense of alertness and creativity by kind of rolling this pre-diluted blend of vetiver, peppermint, clementine, and rosemary onto maybe the back of their neck, insides of their wrists. So this can be extremely helpful when the kids start going back to school, right? So why did the boy eat his homework? Because the teacher said it was a piece of cake. Now you would think that 10 bedtime stories later, you'd be able to peacefully walk out the door with a sleeping child, but that's not always the case. If you're in this dilemma, try our calmer, restful blend. That's the lavender, kananga, Buddha wood, and Roman chamomile essential oils in a base of the fractionated coconut oil on the bottoms of your child's feet at bedtime. It can be part of your sleepy time routine. Get a bath, put on pajamas, brush your teeth, apply calmer, restful blend. The ticklishness will help create a fun bonding experience too. So how do you get a baby alien to sleep? You rock it. Now the blend of cedarwood, litsea, frankincense, and rose in our stronger protective blend makes it an excellent option for a little one who's not feeling their best or may need some comfort for minor skin irritations. It's also comforting to apply this blend to your kiddo's hands, feet, knees. Finish it off with a warm, comforting hug. Then see how they feel after hearing this joke. What's a banana peel's favorite type of shoe? Slippers. I like to think that Rescuer Soothing Blend is the kid-friendly version of doTERRA's Deep Blue Rub. So the blend of copaiba, lavender, spearmint, and xanthozylum essential oils in a base of fractionated coconut oil provides a relaxing sensation while also reducing feelings of tension for growing tired legs. And it's perfect for massaging your little one's shoulders, neck, back, and legs after strenuous activity and to reduce feelings of tension, especially around bedtime. So in lieu of sports, the most common strenuous kids activity, What kinds of cats like to go bowling? Alley cats. Cheesy jokes, huh? I'm just trying to entertain you guys. Okay, empower your child to calm their comforts and emotions with a steady grounding blend. Children who are prone to having feelings of nervousness or anxiety may find comfort and balance when applying steady to their wrists and neck, as it's a wonderful blend of the amorous, balsam fir, coriander, and magnolia in a base of doTERRA's fractionated coconut oil. And it smells kind of like piney, fruity, and kind of a soft, woody smell. Adults may enjoy the aroma and benefits just as much as the kids do. And speaking of pines and woods, what type of tree fits in your hand? A palm tree. So we always encourage our kids to try new things. Why not make it as effortless as possible for them? By applying the Brave Courage blend to your neck or tummy. Give me a second. Sounds like I've got to mute something here. I can't mute all anymore. It's gone. There it is. And mute yourself if you want to talk. Okay, so you can apply this to the neck or tummy, and you're empowering your little one to have a boost of courage and confidence. So most parents have found it particularly helpful when you apply it every day before school, as well as before a big test, or even before going to the doctor. So let me know what your kiddos think about this one. Why did the giraffe get bad grades? Because he had his head in the clouds.
Jenny?
Yes.
Would Brave be a good one to apply right before dropping her off at school? Because she never wants to let me go. She's just anxious. So Brave would be good?
So, yeah, Brave would be another good one, as well as some of the ones that we use for stress. Anything with wild orange in it would be really good. What does this one have in it again? I can't remember. We did one earlier that had, which one has wild orange in it? I know one of them does. I think it's the Focus blend that has wild orange in it. You might want to use both of those, that and Brave. So it's interesting how the essential oils, react with our brains and make us feel different, because sometimes we just need that extra courage. And it's really common, when kids are separated from their parents, especially when they're younger, for them to feel that momentary, stress that they go through temporarily. And it can be very debilitating. They could sit there and stress about it for hours, right, until you come back, because they're still learning that you're going to come back. It's something that kids have to go through. So it's really hard to have them let go. And it can persist for many, many years. And sometimes it'll come back after life events. So stressful events may cause, or death in the family or something could cause this to actually reoccur as children get older. I don't know if you know this, I graduated child psychology. So it's kind of my, in my wheelhouse. But this blend seems like the oils that are used in it are designed to help them feel less of those anxious feelings. And it's the anxious feelings that they feel inside them that makes them react the way they do. So your internal feelings, so the things that you're feeling inside, so we've all been through it. I mean, how many of you guys have been somewhere and you kind of feel your heart's pounding and you're starting to sweat or something like that because you're stressed, right? Kids go through the same thing as we do, and they feel these things deep inside their body. And so what the oils do is they can go in there and interrupt those signals and send other signals, and that can help them get through this time. What you want to do though is, because remember that these oils only stay in their system for about 2 hours. They metabolize after 2 hours. So you need to teach your youngsters to reuse the oils when they are feeling something. So you say, hey, if you're feeling stressed, or if you're feeling not confident, and you want to feel stronger and you want to feel braver, then just rub this on your feet or on your wrists. If you're at school, maybe on your wrists, right? Rub your wrists together the way we do with perfume. A lot of people will like doing that. They can put it on the side back of their neck right here. And that will help them a lot to overcome those feelings and kind of get through it. Not only that, but kids feel really empowered when we give them, just like anybody, you give them tools and that makes them feel empowered. And there is something to be said for the placebo effect. If you tell them it's going to work for something, it's going to work because you're the mom. Okay, so you just keep telling them, this is what this is for, this is what this is going to do for you, and that's going to make it easier for them.
That is correct. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. So Thanks for attending today. I'll take some questions at the end again too. If you're already using essential oils for yourself or your kids, let me know if there's any new ones you need help ordering, or reach out to your upline if you're sent here from somebody else. If you're new to doTERRA, remember there are 3 ways to begin using the doTERRA essential oils. You can purchase them at full retail price. It's not recommended. Obviously, it's the most expensive way. You can come to any of us that are people with doTERRA, and you can purchase at retail. And today, even at retail, you could buy a tea tree oil and get a citronella oil for free. Actually, you can get up to 3 of them. And you can do that retail. You don't have to be a member to do that. Just reach out to somebody who is a member, and they will help you to get those. You can also get your own membership by paying the $35 membership fee in the States, or $42 in Canada for membership fee. And then you can purchase your oils at that wholesale price, which is 25% off retail. And you still get the BOGO special. You buy the tea tree oil, except this time you get the tea tree oil for wholesale, and then you get the citronella oil for free. And you can also purchase an enrollment kit. When you buy an enrollment kit, there is no membership fee. It's included as part of the membership when you buy the kits. And the kit oils obviously are gonna be much below wholesale pricing, so it's the best way to buy when you're brand new. And once you decide how much of a discount you want, you visit whoever's signing you up to purchase they'll tell you where to purchase it. So you sign up with that person, and then you'll be able to purchase your oils directly with doTERRA in the future. So if you're not sure which option would most benefit you and your family, send me a Facebook message or email me, because you got my email. And tell me who your leader is. You reach out to your leader if you know who they are. If you have somebody who's introduced you to doTERRA, reach out to them. They will definitely help you get your own account so you can start saving just like we are. And I do have a video that explains those 3 options from doTERRA, and I will post that again on the YouTube channel. Remember, we have continuing education tomorrow. So any of you who are doing my continuing education class, remember that is free. Tomorrow is Essential Skincare. It's at 4:30 Pacific, that's 7:30 Eastern. For the rest of you guys, it's 5:30 Mountain, 6:30 Central. And for my people way over in Newfoundland, it is 9 o'clock when that starts for them. So that is tomorrow. So hopefully you can join us for that as well. Like I said, I'll go ahead and post this video on my YouTube channel, and I'm gonna post a whole bunch of recipe links for you, as well as the link for the quick video that explains how you can benefit from being a member of doTERRA in case you're not a member. Okay, so hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you are doing the continuing education and you just found out about it, but you are interested in it, we are on class number, I think this is week number 5, but week number 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all posted on my Facebook page. So just contact me and I can lead you to those, because after the 8-week series, after you've watched them all, whether you watch them on video or live, you get to get a certificate that certifies you as a doTERRA essential oil expert, because you've learned all these different cool tips that you can share with other people. Okay, so any other questions?
Jenny, I know you said that the supplements were 4 years old and up. What about the rollers? Are they diluted enough for a toddler?
Yes, they are. In fact, the rollers a lot of us use with infants. You can use them on a newborn baby. We use a lot of times the Tamer blend. You can use on newborn babies. Sometimes they have, you can see when they get stomach upset, and you'll rub the blend directly on their stomach. Just watch for any sensitivities. You know, anybody can be sensitive, obviously.
Right.
So
Okay, great. Thank you.
And try a small area first if you're using it for the first time, but you'll get it quickly. And actually, when they talk about when these things are useful for children, like the children's pack, it is recommended for 4 and up. And what they do is they half the dose.
Okay.
So if your child's ready for those, because you know a lot of kids start with vitamins very young. Maybe years old, they start with what, Flintstones vitamins or something like that. So you can cut with the A to Z chewables. It's really easy to break in half. I can actually break them in half with my hands. And like I said, I use them with my pets. So I think they're really a good product, and you can use it at any age. They just have to have a recommendation that what their recommended age group is.
Awesome, thank you.
Kids, enrollment kits for kids. Okay, so that kids kit comes in is a kit. It's a kit of those 7 rollerball oils, and you can buy that kit. You can't buy it as an enrollment kit per se, but if you reach out to any of us leaders, we will be happy to work something out where you can get that enrollment kit. Because if you buy that enrollment kit at wholesale, you're going to save about $25 on that enrollment kit, and since the enrollment fee is only $35, then you know you're only going to pay an extra $10 for the fee to have the membership. So you would want to probably start with that kids kit. So if somebody had a baby, you know, the ones we use a lot of those with infants. Digestin is one, or not Digestin, sorry, Tamer is one that we use a lot with infants. There's another one I use a lot. Rescuer we use a lot with infants. Calmer we use a lot with infants. So there's 3 already that we use a lot in the infant stages with kids. And you can use any of the oils with the infant. We typically will put it on the bottom of their feet with the exception of Tamer, which will apply usually to the tummy. But usually with infants, we'll put it on the bottom of their feet because that's where we know it's not going to have some kind of weird sensitivity. The bottom of your feet, even with infants, are going to be the toughest kind of part of your body, and they have the biggest pores, so the oils are able to get in very quickly. So very good question. So who's asking about enrollment kit and who sent you here? Let's see. I didn't see who that was.
Jenny, it was me. I was asking about an enrollment kit for kids. I want to get my niece on board.
Oh, yeah.
But I might just set her up.
What we do, my favorite kit to sell people when they were dealing with kids or they're having babies is to get them that kids kit so they get used to using them, because as they go through infancy in the first year of life, they'll start using all of those 7 blends. They'll start with the 3 that I had recommended, and then they'll start moving into some of the other ones because you start seeing the personality, and then you start being able to adjust for your kids' needs, right? As infants even. What we typically do is that item, I believe, is 95 PV. So because you want a 100 PV order when you join, we usually recommend when they buy that to buy Wild Orange, because Wild Orange is probably my favorite oil to diffuse around kids of any age, even newborns. I think it is an absolutely wonderful oil. It helps cleanse and purify the air. It smells good. It helps with focus. It helps with stress, because babies have, unknown stress. Of course they do. So I think it's a really great combination. And that together would be 105 PV. And that makes it so that they're doing over 100 PV and they can take advantage of the other specials at the time. Keeping in mind that in the States, there's a special right now where if you sign up with a $150 order, you can get the extra $50 next month. That's only in the States though. Canada has their own specials and they don't have one this month. They just had one that was just exclusive to them. So good question, Faith.
Jenny, are all oils to diffuse safe for any age children, or are there any ones that we should not diffuse?
There is a list of oils that you wouldn't diffuse around babies, and mostly because babies can't get away. So we deal with different things. Sometimes we deal with babies and we deal with pets. Pets will remove themselves from a situation if they don't like it. So if you're diffusing around your pet, your cat, whatever, they'll get up and leave the room, right? But a baby can't do that. So we have to remember that. You need to observe their reactions. The only ones that we really caution people against with infants specifically is going to be something like wintergreen. Don't diffuse that around infants. Don't use deep blue around infants. There's really not a good reason to. So try to avoid those oils because those both have wintergreen, right? Around infants. The other thing you want to remember is if you are diffusing it by an infant, don't diffuse it right next to an infant. They also are able to smell the things better than we can generally, okay? And so you want to have the diffuser more across the room. Do not put a diffuser right next to, let's say, the crib, right? Put it across the room so they don't get so much of it in their face, because you want to introduce them to it gradually because they are so young.
Okay, great, thank you.
And make sure we've been through this, so make sure that is not in a place where if they pull the cord, they're gonna knock the diffuser down, because I can't tell you how many times that happens. We've all
not a good idea.
Kid grabs a cord and boom, everything falls, right? So we don't want to do that. So make sure you're putting it in a safe place where they can't get to it. Same thing if you have cats. Cats get everywhere. You have to put your diffuser in a place where that cat isn't going to go knock it over, right?
For sure they would. They look pretty. Long cable, yay!
Yeah. Okay, any other questions? This is your chance. Nope, okay. Okay, well, thanks for joining me. Like I said, I'll get this put up on YouTube. If you have any questions, reach out to whoever sent you here so that they can answer your questions for you. And then I will be I'm doing these like every couple weeks. I'm doing something just kind of out of the box, like this. This is Kids Essentials. I did, the pet one a couple weeks ago. In a couple weeks, I'll pick something else and I'll let you guys know what that is in the next few days. But we do have the continuing ed going on, and everybody's invited to that. I didn't restrict mine just to members of doTERRA because I want to reach out to people who aren't members. There's no reason they can't learn too, because I think if people learn, they'll eventually want to get their own accounts and start saving money on the oils. So we don't want to deprive them of knowledge. That's just not fair. So we're going to let everybody come. So invite your friends or whatever to attend these things so they can benefit as well. Okay? Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much. Bye.